One thing I feel that needs to be talked about more is just the whole fitness industry pushing this message that like all calories are the same. Like, oh, but if it fits your macros. Because I feel like that's the dumbest fucking thing to ever exist. Like, oh, but if it's my macros, so I could have some pizza and I could have some chips and I could have this junk food because it's for some reason allowed into my diet because, calorie expenditure and, if it's my macros, like, oh, if I'm eating in the deficit, I'm still going to lose weight. And that's kind of the excuse that I hear a lot of people say, like the cope that people have. And you might not call it cope, but I think it's cope. And the reason I say that is because these foods aren't meant to be eaten by humans. Like these foods were made in factories designed to be as addicting as possible, to keep you addicted as possible for as long as possible, to spend the most money on it as possible. And the fact that people still preach for these foods, like they support it, I think that's the problem. Like I think the fact that it's normalized, that's the problem. And it's not that eating these foods like one or two times is gonna kill you, but it's more of like the message behind it. I feel like it's more like, if you tell people, like you could tell like a really disciplined, jacked, shredded bodybuilder, like, yeah, if it fits your macros, it'll be fine, which for him, it probably will be fine, right? Like, or for everyone, it would be fine. But the problem is that when you tell it to most people, to most normal people, and they don't have these big committed dreams and these big goals, then they have like no reason to stop. Then they're going to keep doing it. And it's like you're letting them still be addicted to it. And I feel like that's the problem. Like we're normalizing like, oh, if it fits into your macros, oh, if it fits into your calories, it's okay. But we're not really solving like the deeper problem. We're not fixing the root problem, the root cause as to why people are fat and why people are sick and obese and miserable and depressed and they have all these mental health issues. And it's because of the fact that their diet is still fucked and they're eating these processed foods that are going to give you fucking cancer, that are going to give you ADHD, that are going to give you cancer, like these fucking food dyes. And I don't think it should be allowed. I think the fact that it's legal is fucking crazy. And that's why I think you should have that standard to not eat it. Because let me tell you a story. Like, I believed it for the longest time. I believed like, oh, but if it fits my macros, it'll be fine. Like I'd be eating like a fucking muffin and milk. And I'd be like, oh, well, this is like 20 grams of protein and like 600 calories. But it's fine because, it's so stupid. It's really stupid. It's really fucking stupid. And honestly, I don't see why it's normalized. I still don't see it. I remember I'd be eating that, and then at the same time, like I would also be eating kind of clean, like some clean foods every once in a while. But most of the time, I would like use this excuse. I'd like go out or eat like McDonald's or eat like an ice cream and be like, oh, but if it fits in my macros. And then I was wondering why I still felt like shit. I was wondering why I was still miserable. I was wondering why like my stomach was still fucked. Like I had really bad gut health. I had this whole like fucking disease and shit. I'm not gonna go too deep into that, but basically I had this whole like bacteria, whatever, like that was like really causing me like a lot of nausea, a lot of stomach pain, a lot of anxiety that I think was caused by anxiety as well. Or no, getting the anxiety made it worse. But yeah, dude, no, that's crazy because I remember I'd have to go to the gastroenterologist. It was like this doctor specialized for gut health. And I remember I'd be going there like every 3 months and like my symptoms were not getting better. I was still feeling like shit. I was still like genuinely like having the stomach pain like every single day, especially in school and when I was out in public, and having that anxiety as well just made it even worse. And I remember for the longest time, like they were giving me like medicine and prescribing medicine, had to do a whole fucking endoscopy and like all of this complicated shit. And no one even mentioned it. Like no one mentioned like, oh, maybe fix your diet. Oh, maybe stop eating McDonald's. Maybe stop eating Chipotle. Maybe stop eating all these cheat meals. Maybe stop being a fucking dumbass and eating foods that were made in factories. Like no one said that. Like none of the doctors said that. And of course they're not going to say it, right? Because it benefits them to not say it. Because if they don't tell you that, then you're going to keep thinking that you need the medicine that they give you. And I remember they would keep giving me medicine. And this was around like, I'd say November 2023. And they kept giving me medicine and it wasn't working. And I was wondering why. And I was still having this stomach pain. I could like vividly remember just being in school every day. And like in the middle of class, like just fucking like, dude, this anxiety, bro, I'm telling you. And it just felt like I was going to be sick. And I'd go into the bathroom. I'd just be like, just standing there above the fucking sink, just like waiting and hoping the bell would ring and school would be over. And it's like, fuck, bro. it's like for the longest time I was like, what's wrong with me? I was thinking like, I remember even saying like, why is God like treating me like this? Why is God making me feel so bad? And like, why is he giving me all this pain? And I genuinely like, I felt so like mad in a sense, but really it's just because I was in this pain and I was wondering why. And then I realized later on, like obviously like this was like before the self-improvement journey started in 2024. That's when everything kicked off. But I was genuinely just wondering why my life was hard. And it was also to do with a lot of the bad habits I had at the time. Like 2023 was the worst year ever, bro. Like genuinely the worst year possible. Like ex-girlfriend cheated on me a few times. Then got into really bad addictions, bad cycles. And it was genuinely like a bad year. Along with this stomach pain, along with all this, I don't know why the fuck, I mean, I'm going off topic. I don't even care anymore. But it was like all of this coupled into that was just a bad time. And I remember saying to God, like, why is my life so hard? Why are you treating me like this? Like, why do I have to have the stomach pain? Why does everyone else, like, why are they all fine? Like, why can they eat all this junk food and they can feel fine? And like, I remember genuinely having those thoughts, but I'm so fucking grateful. And I'm so thankful to God for allowing me to have that pain, because that pain is what motivated me. That pain is what forced me to change, because then in January of 2024, that's when I completely started fixing my diet and genuinely just eating real foods, not eating any processed shit anymore. I'm not gonna say I was perfect, because I didn't like stick to it like from the start like completely well. Like I think I had McDonald's one more time, so probably once in 2024, and it was like around February. But then after that, never had McDonald's again. After that, completely quit all the addictions I had to social media, porn, video games, junk food. Like I said, like genuinely at least an 80% improvement since that time. And it was so good. It was honestly like the best feeling ever. And I'm thankful to God, because if he didn't make me feel that pain, like imagine most people, right? Like most people are fine eating this junk food. Most people are fine playing video games. Most people are fine watching movies and wasting time and doing nothing with their lives. And the reason that they're complacent, the reason they're not changing is because they feel fine, is because they feel good like that. But I didn't. I felt like shit, which motivated me so much to the point where now I never want to do those habits again. And now living this healthy lifestyle is what I want to do, is the life I crave, is what I genuinely want to get out of life. It's like, I love eating clean foods. I love eating healthy foods. I love not watching movies, not wasting time, not watching some fucking TV shows. I love working on the business. I love making content. I love the gym. I love all this shit. And it's fun. And I can't even imagine doing these other habits I was doing before for the longest time, because it's just not part of my standards, just not who I am anymore. And I'm telling you, there was plenty of times, there was plenty of moments where I was like, why am I doing this? Like, why am I even eating clean? Like, I could have went out, I could have gotten McDonald's, I could have done this. And one thing that always brings me back is like, do I want to feel the pain again? Do I want to feel the pain again? Like, no, I don't want to feel that pain. I don't want to suffer like what I did in 2023. And I think that's one of the biggest reasons. I think that's one of the strongest motivators as to why I still do what I do. And it's because I just want to avoid that pain. And I feel like the problem is that most people don't have that mindset. That most people don't have that pain yet. And I feel like you need to hit that pain. You need to hit that pain level if you want to grow. Because if you really think about it, like the only reason we do anything is to escape pain. And like that's a lesson that I learned like a while ago. Like the only reason we even do anything is to escape pain. It's not for gain. It's not for gaining anything. Like you might think that it is, but the true reason that we do anything in life is to escape pain. The reason the fat guy eats that junk food and he orders fucking DoorDash and he watches TV and he just consumes content while eating the junk food is because he's escaping the fucking trauma he had as a child. He's escaping the hunger. Obviously, I mean, hunger probably being the first reason, but you know, those deeper reasons as well. He's escaping the pain that he feels within himself with this food. And if you don't have that thought in your head, like, fuck, I can't live like my old life. I can't be like my old self. If you don't ever hit that low point in life, I don't think that you'll be able to put in the work. I don't think you'll be able to grind as hard as you possibly could and become the best version of yourself. I just don't believe it's possible. I think everyone has to hit that FTE moment, that fuck this event moment, where they realize like, I can't keep living this way. Like my life is so fucked and I have to change it. I have to do something and I have to make this shit happen. And if you don't hit that FTE, then it's never gonna happen. And by no means am I saying that I'm at my best version. Like I'm definitely not. Like I made some improvement. Like I got a little better, I'd say. But I have so much more to fucking do. And I have so much more I can fucking achieve. And I just haven't done it yet. And I'm just fucking pissed. Like, yo, I've been wasting my time. I've been wasting my fucking years. I'm already, like, bro, I've been wasting my fucking life. And sure, some people from the outside might be like, bro, but you're eating clean. You're eating perfectly. Like, you're so disciplined. You know, you go to sleep early. You wake up good. You work on the business for 6 hours a day. You're doing all this. But to me, that's nothing because it's just not to the standards that I have for myself. I'm still not at the level I want to be. I still don't have the results I want. And there's definitely a balance to that, obviously, because if you have like one thing I noticed with myself at least is I be having these thoughts, right? And now I'm not gonna say they're negative, but they're not negative. They're good thoughts. Like imagine like most people were to have these thoughts, they would be successful, right? They'd have more, they'd achieve more in life. So they're not negative thoughts, but they're more like aggressive in a sense, like more, more of these type of thoughts. And I feel like you have to find a balance between these thoughts and then also like not just completely destroying yourself because like, I don't know what the hell happened to this video. This is a ranting video. I don't care because I don't know. I feel like the YouTube's been like not too loud. I've been just making the same fucking video. So this is, I'm just going to explain everything, I guess. But it just takes me back to a time for me in April. So around April, very, very stressed out time. Very, very high cortisol, whatever the fuck you want to call it. Like not a good month because I remember I was just really focused on like the business, on making content. It was like the first month starting and I was just constantly stressing myself out. I was constantly thinking like, yo, I'm not shit. Like I'm worth nothing. Like what the fuck am I doing? And I feel like I said, there has to be like a level to that. So it can push you to the next level, right? Because you got to not be content with where you are now if you want to get ahead. But at the same time, like I was taking it too far. I was taking it too extreme to the point where I was destroying my mental health, where I was destroying relationships, where I was destroying like the time I could spend with my family. And it was not a good time. And I honestly regret having that mindset. I regret being too extreme in that sense because it didn't bring me any good. If anything, it just destroyed parts of my life, which I wish never really got destroyed, if that makes sense. And obviously I take full accountability for that because those were my choices. That is what I caused due to my choices, due to my lack of critical information, not knowing like how to balance the both sides. But still, you gotta find that balance. And if you don't, your life is also gonna get bad. Like I think there's really two keys to it. There's two parts to it. And I've been on both sides where like one side I'll be lazy and I'll be a fucking bum and I'll be a degenerate and I'll be doing nothing with my life, being a complete dumbass. And then the other side of me is like, yo, like you're still worth nothing. Like you're a piece of shit. Like you haven't done anything and you have to keep grinding. You have to keep going. You have to keep doing this. And like I said, like part of that is true. Definitely keep grinding. Definitely keep putting in that work. But don't do it to the point of destroying yourself to the point where you are stressed out 24/7. So I don't know. Like I don't know where the hell this video went. Like I started talking about calories and then just like completely switched topics. But I guess that's a little part of my story. I hope that you enjoyed it. Maybe you got some value, maybe a little bit of entertainment, hopefully gain some knowledge. And yeah, I got a free community down below. You could check that out. Got some workout routines, some diet stuff in there. And also if you want to book a call with me so I can build out everything custom to you, to your lifestyle, to everything that you want with your physique, whether it's to get lean, to get abs, or it's to bulk up, put on more size, you can click the second link down below. And I hope that you enjoyed this video. Make sure to leave a like. Make sure to subscribe to see more content like this.